Hey good people, Batavia here. Welcome to my garden. Welcome to every day this month in my garden. As I've shared in the previous vlogs, this is vlog number 3, taking the camera out every day this month and putting together footage and sharing it with you all. We're going to go back one day. I'm going to take a look at yesterday and then we'll pick back up here. Welcome to day 6. It's going to be a quick morning of it. I'll be away from the garden most of the day, so I tried to get out here with my black light before the sun rose, but I missed the window. But the good sign is I found already 3 tomato hornworms that already have those white eggs on them. That hornworm is no longer eating my plant. It's basically like a parasite. It's eating away at the actual hornworm. I'll drop a link with an article that explains it very well. What's going to emerge is going to be a wasp that will start that cycle over. So the wasp will come up, lay eggs on additional hornworms, basically killing the hornworm and stopping them from eating away at the plant. So everything that you'll see will say once the eggs emerge, leave them, and that's what I'm going to do. And we'll show you a couple of views of them, and it's a happy morning. Now, the only other challenge is there are probably other hornworms that are still eating that will be harder to see since it's light out, but we're going to take the win. Okie doke, welcome to day 7. So this is like a premier day in the garden. Temperature is just about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is rolling through. That breeze feels so good, and I am so tempted to kind of just hang out in the garden. I want to show you some stuff that has changed over the last couple of days. And we of course have some harvesting, which we'll probably do every day, from the ins and outs, the bits and pieces, and then again it builds up over the course of the month where the harvests are larger and larger as we kind of get towards the middle to the end of August. Quick housekeeping items: if you haven't subscribed already, consider it. There's a button below, and let's dig in. And I have a surprise for some of y'all. Some of you will love it, some of you maybe not so much, but it's pretty cool. So I'm going to bring the lettuce that I took out the other day, put it on the porch where it's less sun. I wouldn't consider this properly hardened off. At this point, I don't want to take the lettuce back inside. I'm looking at my watch to deem the weather, but it's still, these 70-degree temps are great for it, but it's going to get hotter, so I want to kind of slowly acclimate it. I was thinking about putting it under here, which would probably be a good idea, but yeah, we'll leave it up there for now. So the brassica starts that I mentioned a couple of days back, they have germinated, no true leaves yet. Now, granted, there's already some cabbage worms in here. That's what's been eating away. And unfortunately, I didn't catch it earlier in the season, so it's still like attacking. So there's a worm right there. So I'll have to come in and do a thorough job, probably harvesting down the leaves pretty low for these plants. The cabbage is going to come out pretty soon. So I'm thinking that I'll pull the cover back so it only covers this bed since I'm starting anew here. And these are basically not necessarily going to be sacrificial plants, but I don't want what's growing over here worm-wise to basically, they're going to turn into larger worms that are going to start crawling. And I don't want them to get this new bed that's going to be planted with brassicas infested. So we'll see, because I also have plans on putting some things that the cabbage worm enjoys in this bed too. I'll figure that bit out, but for now I'm going to cover it. Not quite ready to mend this bed just yet, but it's coming up. Our surprise is in our corn. Huitlacoche, forgive the pronunciation. I'll put it on screen. It's also been known as corn smut. I actually had this last year too. I'm tempted. I think I'm going to try it. quesadillas are a common way to enjoy them. Okie doke, so welcome to day 9. It's probably the latest that I come out into the garden this morning, so we're gonna make quick work of it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dig in here and let's see what we can harvest this morning.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Okay, yeah, you have a beautiful yard.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, you must love working outside.
I do, I do. There's a certain level of joy getting out here.
Yeah, I live right down the street.
Oh, well, hello, neighbor.
Yeah, I have flowers in my backyard.
They're my first love. Flowers, yeah. So the tomatoes are starting to decline. There is severe wilting. I don't know. I mean, it could be based on the damage that the hornworm has done. I'm trying to keep track of where I've seen the hornworms and then where the damage is. But tomatoes are still ripening, and so that's what we're going to focus on. The plants generally have started to wilt based on the time of day it is and the heat setting on. I'm going to find my sleeves before I start putting my arms in here because the tomato plants do make me a little bit itchy. So I'm fighting the urge to prune these now, but I am going to come in and do a pretty heavy pruning of these plants to see if I can keep them going until the fruit produce, or more specifically the fruit that's produced, ripens. So remember, for determinate tomatoes, they put on more of a flush of tomatoes, kind of not exactly all at once, but within a short period of time. And so you can basically get more of them off of the vine on any particular day compared to ripened determinate plants that you may harvest in a day. Good morning.
I just wanted my grandson to see the most beautiful yard. He gave me a bunch of plants. This lady had dirt and everything, so we getting off into it. And I said, I want you to see what a big, beautiful.
What could it be, right?
What could happen if you put something? And he's like,
I saw his mouth open when he.
Wow, Gigi. I said, this is it.
Yeah.
So
oh, thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate that your attitude is just as beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, thank you. So now he's seen you.
Yeah.
Now Gigi just got dirt.
That's where it all starts, right?
Exactly.
Take care.
God, this is cool.
Thank you. I could hear her getting back in. She just told that baby that's what hard work will do. This is one of the greatest joys of like gardening in the front yard, actually being out here and being able to interact with people just randomly coming by. Some people actually come by on purpose, especially this time of year when things are in full bloom, and it brings me the greatest joy. Even in the heat of the morning, you know, my least favorite time to be out here. It's kind of the reminder of kind of what you miss if you don't push yourself a little bit from time to time. So, yeah, really good stuff. Some of these are so twisted up in here, it becomes hard to get to them. All right, now we're cooking. So this is not as ripe as I would normally want it, but I'm willing to sacrifice kind of the primeness of ripeness, if that's a thing, with this one to get to a couple of others that are a bit more ripe. These are the Cherokee purples. I'm gonna leave another couple in here because they have pretty green shoulders. And
Excuse me.
Hi.
I have been waiting to walk past this house and see somebody out here.
Good morning.
You know your garden is the most beautiful thing for blocks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have you always been doing this?
Since I've not like always, not like since childhood. Since I moved here, I've added a little bit every year. So I started off in the backyard, and then eventually, like 5 or 6 years ago, I moved it up here.
So you just got a green thumb?
See,
Or you taught yourself how to do
I
this?
taught myself how to do it, and believe it or not, I think most people when people say they have a green thumb, they kill a lot of things, but you don't see that, right? You just see like the beauty.
I
Good
think
morning.
It's beautiful, and not only is it beautiful.
Hi there. Take your time. I know I got a whole maze out here for you. That's okay.
I walk past here every day when I go to work. Sometimes I had really rough days, and as you all were as the garden was developing, I'm like, this is about to be beautiful. Because when we first moved on the block, it was in full bloom.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
this is gorgeous. My daughter loves it. She said, can we walk past the house with the big sunflower? And I always say, yeah, we can. And I just been waiting for somebody.
Oh,
to
I
come
love
out
to.
here.
I'd love to meet her. Anytime you see me out here, I'm a chatter, so I'll stop what I'm doing and talk. Batavia,
My name
to meet
It
you.
is great to meet you. It's a life skill. I'm a teacher, and sometimes I lack a creative way to give them a life skill, right? Because it's always about the subjects that we teach.
Yeah.
But I think that this gives them an opportunity to learn something new and get outside.
Yeah.
Which is really what they need to be doing.
Absolutely.
Because it's a pleasure to meet you, Batavia.
You too.
And you have a great, great day. You are contributing so much to the beauty of this neighborhood.
Thank you, sis.
In a place where, like, we don't have it. And not enough.
Yeah.
And then also, too, we don't have enough opportunities to just tell each other what your work is doing made me smile. So thank you.
So that's the third person this morning. Again, when I'm out here at a time that I'm not normally out here, that I have chatted with, and it's been a rough week for me, separate and apart from the garden. And I'm a firm believer that God puts people in your walkway, no pun intended, when you need them. And sometimes they give you a word that you need. Sometimes it's simply a smile. Sometimes it's all of those things. And yeah, it's a good morning. So much so where I'm going to give you one more. Good morning. Good morning. So now you know what, if I give you that greeting, it may not be exactly those things that have unfolded, but like my spirit and my heart is full when I greet you in that particular way. Doesn't mean that it's none if I don't greet you in that way, but yeah, it's I'm not often without words, but this morning my cup is full. So I'm glad I was able to share some of this with you. And it's my hope that it brings a smile to your face and your day as well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish harvesting tomatoes, and I'll see you in a few.